sounds like Tank versus Frank Martin. It's two fast twitch guys. Javante has more experience and stuff.
Javante gonna win that fight. He might even knock him out.
Think so?
Yeah, he might even knock him out.
Like knowing the obstacle that Frank Martin's going against. Like, say if you were training a Frank Martin, like what's the strategy against a Tank Davis?
Let's give him a little bit more time. Let's not fight him right now. Let's get some more fights under the belt. Let's get some more exposures. Let's make it a collision course. Let's fight some guys. Let's fight some guys that maybe always fight like him, or fight some guys that got the same power as him. And once we get to that pace, we ain't got to rush him, because Martin is, what, 23, 24? Yeah. He's a young guy, man. You ain't got to rush nothing, you know what I'm saying? Tank is what, 27, 28, 29, yeah. Tank is about to go into his prime and shit. He already knocking everybody out and shit. Why you rushing? Why you rushing your career, son? Listen to me, man. Why you rushing your career? Who pushing you to rush your career like that? You know what I'm saying? The money's there. The money gonna be there. The money gonna be greater later. Trust me. You ain't gotta rush it to it. I'm not doubting you. I'm just trying to give you a little word of wise.
There it is.
That was Brian Bomac McIntyre. He was speaking on a Pheno boxing interview. I forgot all about this interview, man. This was a couple of months back before Javante Davis fought Frank Martin. And he says, he's going to knock him out. He said Tank is going to knock him out, man. And he's kind of alluding to a point that, something that a lot of people was talking about. They think, Frank Martin was pushed to this fight, man. He wasn't really ready for Tank, man. Even though he thought he was. Because, I heard other people say that Frank should have took at least 4 or 5 more fights, just to get some more experience. And you know how my whole outlook on boxing is, right? I feel like sometimes, look, if you're a pro, why not, right? But now that I really think about it, experience does matter, bro. And you factor in the facts that Frank Martin only had what 17 fights, and also he started boxing late. Tank Davis, 29 fights, a bigger amateur career, and he's been boxing since he was 7 years old. So you can say what you want. The odds was against Frank, man. The odds was against Frank, and it had me thinking, that shit, he was about to fight Shakur Stevenson. There's somebody, when Bomac said, "Who's pushing you? Who's pushing this kid?" Did they try to cash him out? Because look, I'm like, why the fuck, all people, why Frank Martin? There's other people that was right there, that was ranked higher than Frank, that Tank could have fought, right? That had more experience than Frank Martin. So he was about to fight Shakur Stevenson, and it was almost like, nah, it's okay. Let me sacrifice Frank for a bigger bag. Whoever his handlers are, Errol Spence, whoever it is, and it kind of like look like that a little bit. It do. I can't say for sure that's what it is, but when you look at it, and you take a step back, and you analyze, you be like, yo, he was about to fight Shakur Stevenson. Out of nowhere, they just dropped the fight, and he just pulled out of it for whatever. That didn't sound right to me. And it was almost like they figured, look, why not get knocked out? You're more than likely gonna get knocked out against Tank than you would against Shakur. Shakur would have been a safer fight. That would have been a safer fight, and he would have had a chance to win a belt with Shakur as well, right? So what was the difference? I think Shakur at the time had the WBC. Yeah, he had the belt when he was gonna line up the Frank Martin fight, but they had Frank Martin go the other direction to risk getting knocked out by Tank Davis in his first loss, loss as a knockout. I think that's a little devastating, but that's what it looked like, man. They said, look, fuck that. We're going to go ahead and go jump in the ring with a higher risk, with a higher reward versus going in the ring with Shakur Stevenson. Also is a higher risk with a lower reward. Because in my opinion, Frank Martin can't beat Tank or Shakur Stevenson. I've always said that, and I was right about Tank, and I'll be right about Frank Martin if they ever go back and revisit that fight. Shakur beat him as well. So Bomac, man, he be on his shit, man. He be knowing exactly what he be talking about. When he say a fighter gonna lose a fight, when you ever hear Bomac say that, you believe Bomac when he say that. When he said Errol Spence was gonna get sparked by Terrence Crawford, that's exactly what happened. And he said Frank Martin might even get knocked out by Tank, and that's exactly what happened, man. That's exactly what happened. So, what y'all think, man? Y'all think, Frank Martin sold his O? Because it looked like it, dog. It does. Get back to me. It's Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all later.